So yeah, it's fucking 4 a.m. and we're back again, fucking rambling about I don't know what the fuck, but shit. Honestly, I don't even know what the fuck I'm about to talk about, but hey, fuck it. Uh, so apparently Twitter is just fucking going off about Alstofo's ginormous fucking penis. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Apparently, it's as big as a fucking monster can out this bitch. So, yay. I'm very glad I didn't see that shit. But speaking of Twitter, it's just Twitter is, in my opinion, a fucking cesspool when it just comes to content and just your opinions on shit. Like, pretty sure in the last video, right, I was ranting about like how social media in general is just tough on like certain people with certain personality types. But if we're just being completely honest, right, if we're just looking at Twitter as like a platform, right, Twitter is pretty ass. Not in terms of content. Well, yes, in terms of content, but it is very entertaining, right? And the rate at which you're able to gather information on Twitter about certain subjects is probably only second to like actually Google and YouTube. Like, whenever I'm actually thinking about this shit. Because, like, as a platform, right, Twitter is literally, if I had to use like an analogy for it, if YouTube is like the actions of people, or like the fucking conscious part of people and what they do and how they fucking think, right? I feel like Twitter would be like the collective unconscious of like of fucking humanity. And you know, that's just a big fucking word for everybody's shit takes and just what's going on in people's minds. Because Twitter inherently, thanks to its limited word count that you're able to make in a tweet, right? It encourages you to get to the point and to be clear and concise. Well, not even clear and concise, right? Uh, Twitter, in a way, it just makes you have to limit yourself in how you express yourself. Because if you're on Twitter, literally nobody's about to go on Twitter and read a whole fucking twit longer, right? Unless it's like some major shit, right? Nobody's about to go and look for a fucking 5-page rant on how you want to fucking on how anything, right? Twitter is the type of platform where you're going to be like, oh, well, I have this opinion, right? And this opinion is a fact. Which, no, it's not. But because it's a fucking opinion. But at the same time, right? People on Twitter will literally treat said opinions as facts, and then based off of that, depending on what you actually say, right, the volatile nature of Twitter, right, I feel like fucking Twitter, well, all of social media, but all of social media, right, but mainly Twitter and Tumblr before literally the Great Migration happened because of anyways, NSFW content, right? Literally being banned from fucking Tumblr, right? Whenever that shit happened, and everybody from Tumblr literally flocked to Twitter in droves, it was a death sentence for Twitter, just in terms of uh, the things you could say on Twitter, right? And get away with. No. You were no longer about to get away with that type of shit. Which, in my opinion, right, is a bad thing because I'm all about do whatever the hell you want to, right? As long as you're not fucking over other people in the process. But, whatever. We're not talking about that, right? Twitter. Because fucking Twitter, right, is the information you're able to receive from it is so quick, so volatile, and the reactions that people have, because there's literally no room for nuance on Twitter, right? You literally had to treat every people on Twitter literally treat everything as if it is an absolute, all right? Like, if you don't agree with me, you are absolutely a fucking Nazi. You are absolutely a fucking dickhead. You are the scum of the earth. Fuck you. I don't want to hear your fucking opinion, right? And it mainly started off with politics, right? But then it migrated to literally everything. Every situation that you can think of, right? People will, on Twitter, they will find one side and they will die on that side. Right? It's not even like they will people will blow it so out of fucking proportion, right? With a lot of things, right? To the point where they are willing to find your information about you, right? And about where you live, where your family lives, right? Your fucking information, all of your information, right? And fucking dox you over that shit. Like, think about that shit. Over you making a point on Twitter, right? Or not even a point, just a statement on Twitter, right? People will fucking quote unquote cancel you, right? In retaliation because they don't agree with your opinion, and they will fucking, in small cases, right, they're just gonna be like, oh well, we're just gonna clown this nigga, right? And everybody on Twitter is gonna see this fucking clown, right? In the worst cases, they go after your fucking family, they go after your fucking job, they go over literally everything. And it's fucking stupid because it's like, bro, America, not even America, right? You live in a society, right, where due to all of the progress that has been made was due to people finding people with differing opinions coming together and trying to figure out the best solution to whatever problem they had to fix, right? And forever, right, people have literally, just for anything, right, they have killed each other over having differing fucking opinions, right? They killed each other over fucking resources. They've killed each other over. People kill each other for fucking petty fucking reasons. So I don't know why I'm surprised that people would go out of their way to fucking cancel each other, right? Because if we haven't, like, let's say is scientifically proven, right? Let's just say that this is actually scientifically proven that, hey, humans have not evolved over the last 300,000 years, right? Since they came out the mud, the fucking mud, right? Ever since then, right? Whenever we fucking evolved and shit, right? We have not evolved further in the last, let's say, 300,000 years, right? So I'm not surprised that people will fucking go after other people because of a fucking differing opinion. If we truly haven't evolved to the point where not even just mentally, right? If we haven't evolved as a fucking species, right? Why would I be surprised that we're repeating the same mistakes that we have been making this entire fucking time, right? Progress with humans has always been fucking slow, right? But because our technology, right, and our ability to actually communicate and literally how we live has evolved so fucking fast, the problems that come with it, right, are also evolving at the same rate. And if people don't come together, right, and try to fix these new issues, right, because one of the main issues is, A, we are divided. Like, a lot of people are divided based off of their opinions on certain things, right? And because the technology that we have received, like Twitter and just social media in general, encourages you to prove your point, right? Or promote your agenda, push your agenda, whatever the fuck, right? In order to individualize you, right? You're letting your opinions define who you are as a person, right? Instead of you as a person defining your opinions, if that makes sense. Because what people will do on Twitter and just social media in general, right? They will find an identity for themselves, and based off of that identity, no, it's the other way around. Based off of people's opinions, right? They will identify themselves with said opinions instead of identifying with themselves and them agreeing with the opinions. So, let's say I like tacos, right? I fucking love tacos and shit. Tacos are my favorite fucking food, even though they're not. Tacos are kind of overrated, but fuck it. People on Twitter will make the statement, I like fucking tacos, right? And a lot of people will make their opinion of liking tacos a main part of their fucking personality, or at least what they put on Twitter. And, you know, if that's for like a fucking job or some shit, like you work at fucking Taco Casa or you're a fucking taco truck and you're doing whatever the fuck, right? It makes sense, right? But for you to let your opinion about you liking tacos, right? Literally, if somebody comes up to you and say, well, tacos, I don't really like tacos. People on Twitter will literally just be like, oh, well, you don't like fucking tacos? That means you're a fucking Nazi. Oh, you're just a racist son of a fucking bitch. Fuck you, you little slut. It's just like, bruh, it's not that deep. Like, a lot of this shit on Twitter, right? Like, this is really first world issues, right? This is literally first world issues. a lot of this shit that people will cancel each other over, right? Or fucking go at each other for on Twitter. If you were living in, if you were not living in America, or you were living in different circumstances, right? You would not be complaining about this shit whatsoever. It's simply because you have the time, right? And the ability to live where you fucking live, that you are able to complain about this shit. Like, I'm not saying, don't fucking try to make progress on shit, right? But if you're trying to make progress on something, wouldn't it make sense to acknowledge the other side? But on Twitter, you're not about to be doing that shit, because you're literally encouraged to just put out your fucking shit take and just be like, hey, this is my shit take. Who agrees with me? It's literally a fucking popularity contest on fucking Twitter. And that's really all of fucking social media, which is why it's like the collective unconscious, where you have this concept of all of humanity's fucking hidden shit, right? Like the shit they keep within their own minds, right? And their thoughts that they keep. Imagine there being a place where you're literally able to share all of that, right? And regardless of how shitty, unthought of, fucking whatever the fuck it is, right? You post that shit, somebody's going to agree with that shit. If it's really fucking popular, then everybody's about to agree with that shit. That is literally Twitter. That is literally Twitter. And the problem with that is that when people group up with each other in droves, right? People have a lot of power. People can get shit done if they all work together on a certain objective, right? But for you to use that power on something so petty, right? On something that really doesn't even affect you in the real fucking life, for you to invest all of your fucking energy that you could be using to do actual fucking change in the world, right? You're spending it on Twitter, right? This is just a lot of people from what I can see, right? You're spending all of your time saying this shit on Twitter, right? About some thoughts that you have. Oh, well, I want to be, like, I literally saw fucking JT today. Fucking, I want to be fucked like a fucking slut. And I'm like, that hoe literally did numbers. I'm just like, well, obviously with fucking JT, right? She's a fucking city girl. She's not trying to be fucking Barack Obama out this bitch, right? But some people in the fucking comments are like, oh my god, this is so empowering and shit. And it's like, bro, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. And then some dudes will be like, oh, well, I feel uncomfortable with this shit, right? And then the normal response in what I would see, right? What I would think is a normal response is, oh, well, I don't give a fuck about what you think about women's fucking sexuality and how they want to get fucked like a fucking slut. But what I see on Twitter is, oh, well, you don't understand. You're not a fucking woman. You're a fucking bigot, cisgender fuck. Fuck you. Eat your own dick. Fuck you. And I'm just like, bro. He literally just said he don't fuck with fucking, I don't even know. Just, he literally is just like, hey, I really don't fuck with, or I don't understand fucking why the hell she's posting this shit. Again, this is America. JT can post whatever the fuck he wants to, right? First of all, he didn't need to make the comment, right? But if you acknowledge that stupidity, that this quote unquote stupidity that he puts out, right? You are playing into his hands. Because sometimes, right? Obviously, there's fucking trolls. I'm probably gonna have to edit this bitch. I'm like, bro, this whole's 20 fucking minutes. Holy shit. Bro, what time is it? Fucking. Bro, it's fucking 4:27. I'm like, shit. But anyways, Twitter is, no, bro. Twitter is a fucking cesspool. It's not good for your fucking mental health, right? And when something that isn't real, right, starts affecting shit in real fucking life, if you don't fucking learn how to control it, right? I'm not saying fucking limit people's fucking speech on fucking Twitter or anything, right? Because they're already fucking doing that shit, right? But when it starts getting to a point where you saying some shit on Twitter, a fucking social media platform that has no bounds on real fucking life, or at least it shouldn't, right? When that shit literally just starts affecting people's actual fucking livelihoods and well-being, I think there's a problem. There is literally no reason why. I don't know, man. I'm literally just rambling. This is why this channel is literally just called Ranting Insomniac. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this video. I don't even know how to edit videos, but hey. Yeah, that was my little rant about Twitter. I'm going to sleep, man. Or at least I hope I do. Fuck it. I'm out.